It looked like the Milwaukee Bucks were going to be in trouble for some time as DeMar DeRozan bounced back in from a horrible Game 1 performance, dropping 41 points to lead the Chicago Bulls on a Game 2 victory over the Milwaukee Bucks in the first round of the playoffs. But along the way, the Bucks got bad news as they also lost Chris Middleton and Bobby Portis to injuries. While Portis quickly returned to the court for Game 3, Middleton suffered a sprained MCL that held him out the rest of the first round of Milwaukee's series against the Bulls. Middleton's injury seemingly dealt the Bucks a huge blow, given that he's formed one of the deadliest trios in the league alongside with NBA Finals MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo and Jrue Holiday. Instead, the Bucks simply responded in that first-round series against the Bulls, blowing Chicago out of the water in Game 3 and 4, and they won both games by 25-plus points after winning Game 1 by just 7 and also losing Game 2. But the most confusing part of this is that Milwaukee's dominant run has come with Middleton on the sideline. What am I saying? The Bucks may not miss their sharpshooting guard as much as initially thought. But the bigger question is Milwaukee, is their success sustainable with Chris Middleton on the sideline? Why? The Bucks are getting ready to face the Boston Celtics and their Big Three. While Milwaukee will gladly take their bench increase in production, they aren't always going to be playing the Bulls. And that's no disrespect to Chicago, with tougher tests lie ahead, and assuming that they can easily take Chris Middleton off the lineup for the second round series against the Boston Celtics, playing the Celtics Big Three will not be easy. The Celtics represent a significantly more difficult challenge than Chicago does. And again, no disrespect to anyone at the Chicago Bulls organization or any Chicago Bulls fans watching this video. Assuming that the Bucks can get through the Celtics, the bigger question is, will they be able to handle the Eastern Conference Finals without Chris Middleton? Remember, the Celtics are killer. They are a renowned team, but Boston has depth to shut down the Bucks and their secondary cast of players who have excelled against Chicago. Some of the threes Allen is getting against the Bulls simply do not exist when you play the Celtics. The Celtics are one of the best defensive teams in the NBA, and they include the Defensive Player of the Year. While Middleton's absence has been glossed over for the time being, it could end up being a huge issue the longer he ends up being out. Milwaukee had been pretty solid with just Antetokounmpo and Holiday, and while that's more than enough against a team like the Chicago Bulls, the same cannot be said when it comes to facing the Boston Celtics. So while the Bucks continue to roll through the Bulls without Middleton, it's worth talking the results with a grain of salt while remembering there are sterner tests that lie ahead.